Hi,
this year.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
As you can see, we have a special guest with us tonight, and Milou is with us. So
Thank
excited.
you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your Friday
Absolutely.
night with us.
No problem. My
Kim,
pleasure.
how are you doing down there?
I'm doing good. I'm in Sacramento with my mom, so I'm helping take care of her to this. It usually is a different week, but it just worked out this way for my sister. So here I am.
Well, thank
Okay.
you for taking some time to hang out with all of us tonight. There's a lot
Yeah.
going on this week, a lot going on today. So for Newsflash tonight. And Milou, since you're new to this community here, we do the chat there. You see, our family there is very involved with us tonight.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and so
good.
you'll see a lot of chit chat going on, and they even do readings with us as too, and they'll type in
That's
what they
good.
get. Yeah, so it's super fun.
Absolutely.
Shared experience.
Sure.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of your family here too in here. A lot of your
Yes,
subscribers. You
I
see them.
noticed some.
So awesome. And let's see. I did have. Oh, there's in within that, I did want to bring up this message that came in earlier that we can keep her in prayer and in our minds. Her mother of 3.
Yes.
Prayers for grandson just found out he has cancer. So we are
Oh,
absolutely,
boy.
as community, sending him a love and light and prayer.
Yes.
And obviously to you too, mother of 3. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you. You know, we were just talking today about how far, just in the last 5 years, how far treatment has come for cancer.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing how quickly all of a sudden they're moving with research and treatment, and they're really honing in on how to treat different forms of cancer. So take heart, because they're really moving fast and doing
technology. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I spoke
No,
too
go
soon.
ahead. Go ahead.
Technology is helping quite a bit too.
Yeah.
Yes,
In
exactly.
fact, that's what's driving, because they have they have a lot of biochemistry knowledge. So technology is really helping moving it, medical technology at a faster pace. So yes, but you're right. Cancer treatment, and now they are working on targeting certain types of cell, cancerous cell or something like that. They're working on, right?
At a
So,
cellular level, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Stay strong and fight. Unfortunately, that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
When it comes to that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're sending. It's so scary, especially.
It is. It is. It's scary. And
yeah. Very.
But yeah, we're sending him lots of love and support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other comment that came in, I just had to share because I thought it was cute. Aspie, Friday night, errands done, house shoes on, first slice of Little Caesars pizza, pepperoni pizza. Hi, peeps. You're hanging out, so I love it. All right. So a couple things that I was looking at. I missed your show today, Milou, but I'm sure you've talked a lot about this. But one thing that came up today is the Bolton situation. Did you guys hear about that?
Yes.
Okay, I missed that. I missed it. So what is the Bolton situation?
Tell us all about it right now.
Okay.
Did you heard about it, Milou?
Oh yes, he's under. It seems like he's under Secret Service protection, and but I've, there is so much going on right now, and also he betrayed somewhat. He betrayed Trump. So you never know. But you know something? It's not only the Trumpians or Trumpists. How do we call them? I'm so confused with how to call the Trump base. Is that Trumpist or Trumpian? Or both?
I've heard so many
The
terms.
crazies.
Okay.
Whatever
Right.
comes to your mind, I guess it's fine on the channel.
You
Yeah.
know,
The Trumpists.
but there is something else as well. I'm feeling very uncomfortable about. I'm not quite sure how you to feel about that. And I've gotten this a long time ago. I would not be surprised if the Chinese, given that the way he's a hawk, so if they don't have, if they're not putting people up to certain things as well, because I don't know if you heard earlier today, there is a Chinese ambassador who threatened that there will be military conflict between the United States and China over Taiwan. Okay, but I feel she's about to make a major mistake if he were to go that route. But let me digress. But yes, you're right. He's under Secret Service protection, I feel.
Oh, okay.
The Trump base is involved. That's what I feel.
Interesting.
Yeah, today, Kim, it was revealed that he has a lot of Secret Service activity around his home, and it looks like they've been taking things in and out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like suspicious, but it could be part about protection. Do you think he's also sharing stuff with them in this as well?
With who?
Is Bolton sharing stuff with the Secret Service or any of those?
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
But I saw. Yes, you're right. They mentioned that they were going out with a lot of papers. We have to remember, according to the news, I don't want people to think I'm getting this intuitively. He's a copious note taker. He's very disciplined. So we don't know what they are taking.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little complicated, and also they don't want, I feel a lot of people who worked in the Trump administration, and I feel a lot of them are being surveilled. Okay. I don't see Bolton as someone who's going to do anything to cross the United States. But people like Trump, just like he didn't care. He asked Russia, to find Hillary's email. He intuitively, I don't know how you two feel about this, but I don't feel he was hesitate 1 minute just to get back at America, because they voted him out to share things with the Chinese and the Russians. But it feels like, to me, it's more like securing for security reasons. That's the way I'm getting it. I'm not saying I'm correct. I don't know how you two feel about it, but that's what I feel when I read that. It's just for safekeeping. Because if he were, please let me know if I'm wrong as well. If he did anything wrong, he would have been arrested already.
Right. I'm getting, for some reason, I'm getting something with, there's something with Pompeo, Bolton and Pompeo. So I feel like either they're in the same boat or there's I'm getting like an equivalent or something. So I feel like whatever's going on with Bolton, it's going on with Pompeo or something. But I feel like there's something going on with these two men, and I do feel like there is some kind of communicating divulging information or something going on. And it's weird because I feel like I think you're right, Milou. I think there's something with the base, but I also feel like they're being protected or watched or threatened by people outside the country. It's not just inside. It's not just internal. I feel like it's extra for entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only. Don't come after me.
We are psychics.
Like outside as well. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something weird going on. But I'm equating those two for some reason. I feel like my guides are putting those two together for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you know, they've known each other for a very long time too. You know, and like I said, a lot of people who work for Trump, and they know they are under surveillance too, or at least some of them. And that's why a lot of people, when they say to me, Trump is going to, you know, take political asylum someplace else, I'm like, you got to be kidding. This, you know, what, you know, just leave the country. That's not going to happen.
Right.
No way. So those guys are being watched like a hawk.
They all are.
Yeah.
But I do feel you guys are onto something that I feel like they've been sitting on information. I think from the very beginning, and we've all caught onto this, that, you know, they tuck away things to save their own ass later, right? True. And I feel like they've been sitting on this, and that connection that you're seeing with Pompeo and Bolton, Kim, I do. I think they were working in cahoots as far as on the same level of like putting stuff aside. I think it's hard to communicate because, again, everybody's watching, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know how much communication they've had, but they have both been sitting on stuff to save themselves at a later time. And this is what's happening now.
It's very possible.
And yeah, it's going to come to light as well. I'm seeing here. It's all part of the process. And I did throw some cards because I like to share the experience with everybody watching so they can be a part of what we're seing. You know, we see things, but it's fun to show it on the cards as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the cross. They've been carrying it, and they, you know, there's stuff hidden with this, and their intention is to move that energy and make it into positive for themselves as they bring it into as it's revealed there.
So it's self-serving, right?
Self-serving.
Yeah.
Self-serving. And they're literally changing their narrative.
Well, they don't have a choice, do they? Mostly
they don't have a choice. So they are absolutely
Pompeo. You're right. Pompeo has no choice. You remember what he was doing? The way this guy broke so many rules and stuff. He held or had some kind of party, and at our embassy in Israel or something, when Trump was saying something like Trump was going to be reelected and all those kind of stuff. Do you remember that?
Yes, Pompeo.
He said, of those things. So you're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
No, that's right. He came out and said, they asked him a question. He said, well, you know, Donald Trump's not leaving. This isn't going to end like this. We're just going to keep going with this. And I think that Pompeo knew the plan, but I don't think he was willing to go along with it. I think he's kind of like Barr. He's kind of like, oh, that's the plan. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to be part of a coup. I'll do every other thing, but not that.
Exactly.
But not this. And I feel like they're absolutely changing their tune. They're going to be.
I have to confess, I don't know how to read cards. So when I look, I'm just, you know.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I'll be honest.
So you have the birds, the dog, and the house coming in. And so they are absolutely, it's more intuitive Milou, with these.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're seeing communication. You're seeing that they absolutely are aligning themselves with the house. So that would be the administration currently, right? So
Right.
I feel they're changing their narrative. They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they know while they were whatever they were getting themselves involved with when Trump was in office, they don't have a choice now. So, and I believe Barr is cooperating with the January 6th Commission, or he will, because he doesn't want to be put in the same pile as the rest of the sycophants, and he doesn't want to go down in history as betraying this country. It feels like to me that's one good thing about some of those people. Unlike the Trumps, they don't care.
You're right. I kept seeing him for a long time. I kept saying he is cooperating. I'm telling you, he's cooperating.
You're right.
And I was one of those things I thought, is it just like one of those things we're never going to know? But I was like, he's cooperating, and which is a good thing. I mean, and I also think, though, like Debbie said, I think it's to save his own, his own soul, because he is, otherwise and I also think these people are getting in early to make deals, because everything's going to come out.
And they know it.
Going to come out,
and they know it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time now. Yeah, absolutely. I also saw that, I don't know if you guys saw that, there are a few people apparently going to be working to stop Trump from running.
Yes.
Kelly, I can't think of his first name, Kelly, the guy that was his
the election
staff for a while.
Oh, what was his first name?
Kelly, the general.
General Kelly.
Yep.
There's a few other people. I think there might be another general, and there's been a few people that are kind of like, we're working together. John Kelly, to make sure that he does not run, to stop him from running, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why they would ever want him to run again. I mean, he's just been awful for them. I don't understand why they wouldn't get that.
Well, it's the base. They are all afraid of standing up. Somebody was saying something today about some people are afraid of being primaried. As we know, DeSantis is a mini Trump, a little smarter. And a senator, was testifying or was taking part in some kind of hearing today. And he, on the floor of the Florida Senate, I'm sure you guys are going to see that clip because it's on the internet. And it's, in fact, right before I came on, it was on MSNBC. And he was calling out the Republican senators, and he told them, a lot of you know what they are doing is, did you hear about that thing DeSantis has going about critical race theory? And now he has a new thing, try to protect offending white people and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. This gentleman was talking about, they were having some kind of discussion about that. And he told the Republicans that I know a lot of you don't like this bill, but you are afraid of being primaried. And the reason why I'm bringing that up into the discussion is because that's what on the national level, people in the House of Representatives, basically that's the same thing. They're all hiding behind Kissinger and Liz Cheney's skirt. That's what they're doing.
Right.
And that's what the problem is. And these people, instead of setting up and lead, the base is leading. And even Trump too. remember when he tried to convince them to say, get the vaccine, it's good for you? They started booing him. He basically backtracked, or trying to. The gentleman he was hosting, whatever it is, wherever they were, I forget his name. He used to be on Fox. I simply forget his name, and I'm not going to try hard to remember it. But that gentleman, basically told them, well, you were right. And somehow.
Oh, Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now it seems like to me he's trying to encourage his base. He's tiptoeing around it,
right?
Trying to convince his base to get vaccinated, but they're not having any of it. And in fact, some are turning on him because he's doing that. But Trump has realized that he's losing. Well, a lot of people and from his base are dying. So
well, that's it. I just think it's so counterproductive, and I think he is actually getting that now through his brain that is not, it's not productive.
Finally,
exactly. But Tucker Carlson is not getting that. Tucker Carlson is really pushing the anti-vaxxer narrative, and we're not talking about people who can't get vaccinated or little children who can't get vaccinated yet. We're talking about this idea that it's bad for you, it hurts you, don't get vaxxed, don't get boosted. Those people that watch Fox, they're not on the younger end of life. They're older usually, and they're not getting vaccinated, and those are the people that are getting affected the most and are dying. They're killing their own people, and I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
They don't care. Do you remember? I mean, if you look at Youngkin and Virginia, right?
Yeah.
DeSantis, but among Norm, all these people, it seems like there's a competition going on, as to who can do the worst thing to their base.
Yes, I know.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is because the vice or the Abbott's lieutenant governor, I don't remember his name. Do you remember what he said when this thing, when COVID just started spreading? Or, for the good of the economy, we should sacrifice ourselves and go to work and just live our lives. I wonder if, unless he put himself first. But when the vaccine came about, I'm sure he was among the first to take it. And by the way, he got infected. He had a breakthrough case a few months ago. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, and all these
or
people
something?
are vaccinated. They're all vaccinated. All the Fox people are vaccinated. They're all vaccinated. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It really doesn't. Katrin, blessings to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen.
This morning, I was just, how do I spiritually and vibrationally manage all this madness correctly? How do I manage that the GOP is going to work so hard and everything they can do to block this new justice coming in, when they themselves pushed someone through right at the last breath before, and yet they're going to do everything they can to block a justice coming in, no matter how good they are. They don't care. And I found myself reacting really, like WTF, about this. And it's just like, how do I manage that? How do I manage that?
No, you can't.
How to let it go, but I'd like to respond nicely. I'd like to respond with.
I wish I could do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, on my channel, I refrain from cursing because my niece watches.
Oh, sweet.
So, but on Twitter,
thank you, Sharon.
I have no filter.
I know. I'm different on Twitter too.
Yeah, me too. I say whatever on Twitter, but I I usually say whatever here too. My family here, they in the chat, they all love me. They don't care. But I just I want to be able to respond correctly when I hear something like that.
Right.
But anyway, we'll figure it out. I guess
the thing is, well, I don't feel there is the only thing you can do, and I learned that by watching Twitter, because I can be pretty salty with them because I don't have the time. I know what they are doing, so I don't feel it's a waste of time to try to think of an intelligent way of answering some of the stuff that they put out there. And the other thing, you know what they're doing? There is a level of coordination going on between the people you see on Twitter. So don't let them yank your chain. That's they put a lot of stuff out there thinking they're gonna get us on the other side going. It's a big game, so don't fall for it all the time. You know, the people I really love to really give them a hard time are the Trump kids and people who are really high up there. But the rest, I don't even, you know what, I just, it's that person. I don't even read what they wrote.
Right.
It's a waste of time. I'm like, this name, let's scroll down now. Next. Because first of all, they wait a minute. I'm going to give you an example. Oh my God. She was at the UN for Trump. Nikki Haley.
Uh-huh.
Okay. She came out with a statement yesterday stating Biden should resign. Now, does this make any Biden and Kamala should resign? Does this make any sense?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I answered, but it wasn't very nice. I don't remember what I said.
Right. Do we engage? Do we not engage? If we engage, can we engage and say it like profoundly?
But something else. It's not them. They don't have the phone and tweeting. By the way, they have somebody else doing it.
Right.
Rarely,
they'll
do it, because you have to remember they have, they're important. They have their social media people taking care of those little, those things are, they don't have, they're busy doing important stuff. So they have someone else, an admin, doing that. They get the important responses. You know what I mean? People who are known, if they're journalists and stuff like that, they pay attention to those. Rarely someone like myself, I've never gotten any replies, but I never expect any. I just, if I say something, it's usually not very nice, or I'll make a prediction for them. Like the Trumps. I told them, I said, I hope you're ready because your father will be booted out of the White House. I told them that a number of times. So I do these type of things to them, So, but I know, people like Nikki Haley, they hire somebody to handle the social media. I know that. But I it was so stupid. I don't remember what I said, but it wasn't. All I know, it wasn't very nice.
Well, I remember, Debbie, that one thing that used to, in fact, the only thing I feel like used to always get to Trump was when Nancy Pelosi would say, "I'm praying for you."
Oh, yeah.
He always hated that. So there you go. That's a perfect response. I'm going to get off Twitter right now and just pray for you.
That's a great idea. I'm just going to
it will make them crazy.
That is funny though, Kim, because as I maneuvered through it and kind of, talked it out, and that was the conclusion. Just send them light and love, and hopefully that their vibration will level up and they will see the light. You know what I mean? That's
enlightenment. I pray for enlightenment, and I always pray for their hearts to be softened, because I think one thing about them is that their hearts are so hard. I think of like Mitch McConnell, and they're just so cynical and angry at the world. And it's like they just, they need their hearts to soften and some kind of light to break through. It may not happen.
You know when it's gonna happen? You know when it's gonna happen? when they are about to draw their last breath. That's it.
Right. You're probably right. With a lot of
Okay.
them, you're absolutely right.
And you
Yeah.
know something? Believe it or
Yeah.
not, McConnell is worse than Trump.
Mm.
He's a pretty calculating guy. I mean, he's not a sociopath like Trump, you know.
Right.
But when the Senate is in the position that it is in today, you stop everything if it's not, if Republicans didn't do it, it's not good, and we're going to block it. It's McConnell.
Right.
The state of the Republican of the Senate, he's responsible, and the way Republicans are behaving today, he's responsible.
Right.
Okay. So, for somebody who is very smart, he's very cunning, and let me tell you, he intuitively, I feel, I don't have any, way of proving this. He has a little something on each one of his members.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think. Yeah.
He knows how to keep them in line, and he knows how to manipulate people.
Right.
So Trump is just a dummy. And I've said that many times. Trump was in the White House, and they were going to keep him there if he won the second. If he won a second term, so that the 1% of the 1% can have their way, and also put in place the policies that they wanted to put in place. Okay, but unfortunately for them, you can't control Trump, and that's what they thought they could do. But everything Trump did, none of it came from Trump. It was all their ideas, the tax break and all those things. They just went on their shelves, they dusted off things that they promised, their buddies, and they said to Trump, "Okay, here you go."
Yeah, he's just willing to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only place I feel Trump had a little more, they didn't expect it. Trump wanted to do away with NATO, and he was siding with Putin. But you think those guys cared? No. All they wanted was power at any price. The country, obviously.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah.
They didn't care. That's what I feel. You let me know, ladies, how you feel.
Yeah. No, I agree. We do. I'm sorry. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Lynn says, I'm with Medium Kim. Even when Trump won in 2016, I just watched. I did what I could, but kept my emotions at arm's length. And I was thinking, I acted like Jennifer in the movie Looking Up.
I didn't see it, but I think I know what you mean.
She just goes, the world is ending. Yeah. That was me when Trump took office in 2016. I was that character. Oh, Milou, we recommend the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I've something. I don't watch movies.
Oh, well, all right.
It does.
No. This is something I have to work on. I get very frustrated when I watch movies. The plots. A woman is screaming somewhere, and it's easy to call the police, but the police is not called. That happens to her, and I get very frustrated. So that's why I don't watch movies. But the only movies I watch, either like if Eddie Murphy puts out a movie, anything comedy.
Yeah, comedy is fun.
Right.
Comedy, I watch. Oh, yeah.
This one's a satire. It's comedy-ish.
This is comedy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, then that I'll watch.
It's a comedy.
It's based on, you'll recognize what it's based on. It's based on what we're going through, but yeah, you'll see it.
I heard they were talking about it today and the news, because they were saying how close it came to, they were talking something about Trump, like Ivanka. They were, it was in the news earlier today. They were talking about it. That's why I said, I heard about it. That was the only way I would know.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, you're
Well,
right.
it's not like a normal movie. It's very different. I think
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got to watch
you
that.
might enjoy it. We
Yeah.
do have a few
Okay,
questions that people have posted. You guys,
Yep.
can we look at a few?
sure.
Absolutely.
All right. And all right. Judy asks, what is Putin's secret agenda while using Ukraine as a loud distraction? Exactly. Catherine, thank you. Blessings to you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Catherine.
Catherine.
Um,
Oh, my favorite psychics.
3 favorite psychics.
Secret agenda.
So, secret agenda, yeah. You know, I don't know about you guys, but every time I tap into this energy, it does feel like it doesn't come to fruition or whatever. He's not going to invade Ukraine. I'm that's what I'm getting. I don't know. What do you guys get on that?
No, I feel you're correct. Or he may do something and get out. Let me tell you, I feel the answer to that question, there are two answers, two responses here. China and Russia, I shouldn't say China, really, it's Xi and Putin.
Mhm.
They would like to, and North Korea and Iran are secondary to the plot, okay? They would love to knock us off our stride. That's why, if you notice, Putin is encircling Ukraine, and China is making basically out threatening us. They did, okay? They don't know any better. I'm sorry, I don't mean, that's anyone who's of Chinese descent or is Chinese. I don't mean to. I'm talking about Xi, not the Chinese people
Right.
and per se, okay? Because a lot of them study here and they are very sophisticated. They know how to do things. I don't think she studied in this country. But the point I'm trying to make is, and I'm not saying we know better than anyone else either. When I say a lot of them study here, they understand our culture. That's what I mean when I say that. But what Putin is a cretin. He really messed up with, how long has he been in power? 20 years, 15 years, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
What does Russia have to show for it? These people are suffering. They're in poverty. Okay, most of them. The only thing he relies on is oil. Okay, he's in an oil-producing country, and the other thing is creating all those, stealing and coming up with all those sophisticated weapons. Okay,
Right.
and the reason why I'm saying sophisticated is because they came out with the hypersonic thing, which we don't have yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Mhm.
Well, let me tell you something. Okay, you only die once. I have news for Putin.
Right.
And yes, he has hypersonic. We have, with so many nuclear weapons, and we have submarines that they don't have. Our nuclear submarines, okay, they don't even have to pop up. You get hit, so it doesn't matter. I think that's why I said earlier they're making a big mistake, thinking
Right.
that they're going to intimidate us or something like that. And intuitively, I feel they are making a big mistake. But I'm sorry. Let me answer the question. I apologize. I tend to. I'm seeing pictures and I'm being told things and I'm going in 10,000 different ways. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
The thing is, the secret agenda is they all want to knock the United States off our stride, and I don't think it's going to work.
I think you're right. I think there's something about not trying to distract or make the United States do things. It almost reminds me of the Cold War a little bit, where
Exactly.
it's like we were both spending money, and it was a strategy. And this feels like that. It feels like he's making Biden spend this money and send weapons. And it's like he's making him kind of run around. And then but I also think it has to do with Ukrainian government as well, making them look bad or putting them in a corner or something. But then, you know, I also feel like the real game for Putin is kind of in this other part where they're talking about like cutting the power supplies and things like that. I feel like there's something there too, because I kept feeling like the stuff on the board, the putting the troops, you know, on the border was I kept getting like a Trojan horse, but like something that was pretend. So people would look this way so he could do this over here. And I also feel like he's waiting for something. I don't know if I don't know what he's waiting for, but I feel like I get that feeling like Putin's waiting for something. And I also feel like he is making mistakes. He's trying to act quickly or something, and act. It feels frantic to me. It feels very uncharacteristic of Putin right now. He feels kind of frantic and a little bit manic and kind of worried. So
and in that energy, Kim, I'm seeing him kind of back himself into a corner where
absolutely.
He's like, oh, I guess I'm here now. Do I show my muscle, you know, or how do I get out of this situation?
It's not quite going how he thought. It's going different than what he thought. Yeah, I think that's right.
But you know, the other thing is, like I said, him and she, the main goal is to knock us off our stride, to make us look bad. There is one thing I feel, and I mentioned that earlier today, he's very concerned about. Would she back him up if he were to start something?
Right.
Okay. She doesn't like him.
Right.
Okay. And he doesn't trust she.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They're supposed to have a collaboration to install some kind of base on the moon. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny because I don't feel that. I have nothing to back this up. Like Milou, I'm like, this is what I feel.
Yep.
I feel like she does not quite have faith in Putin. I feel like he feels like Putin is kind of he's not in a great position. Mm-hmm. His country's not doing that great. He's not very popular. I mean, I feel like she is kind of like, that guy's kind of a loser. I'm not really going to go with that
guy. Exactly.
So I don't think he'll back him up. I think he'll kind of back away and let the chips fall where they may, because if Russia is out of the picture, it's better for China. It's even better. So I feel like he may just kind of back up and say, I don't know. I don't know that guy. You know, I think he'll let him fall. I think he'll let him fall by the wayside. I don't think he'll help him at all.
You know, the other thing, I'm sorry, I'm going to say one more thing.
Yeah.
She wouldn't mind if we become very busy, you know, occupied with Putin.
Yeah.
In order for him to enlarge his sphere of influence.
Right.
Meaning stepping into South America, the Caribbean islands, because he's been buying his way through Africa, you know, among other countries. But since that's the one that came to mind, and they don't play. There's a country they loan money to, and the country was trying to make a deal with them. They said, no, you said you were going to give us $10 a week. We don't care. You're going to give us $10 a week.
Right.
Yeah. So the main reason is she's playing a pretty, you know, that's one thing I've not heard anyone say yet. Has any one of you? Because, intuitively, that's what I feel. She wants us to become preoccupied with Putin in order for him to do his own thing. That's what I feel.
I think so. But I also think that, I don't know about you, Debbie, but I think that she is also has his hands full. I think that COVID hit them hard, and I think he has really paid. I think people were angry with him, but I also feel like it really hurt them a lot more. They're so secretive, I think it hurt them a lot more than we know, and I feel like
Absolutely.
it's kind of like, you guys be preoccupied with this over here while we get our stuff together, and then we'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That makes sense. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What do you have with the cards, Debbie? Do you have cards for that?
The cards aren't really matching what is the question. So it's like,
right.
what's my spirit team trying to say? But I think you're onto something with she. So with that whole thing, I'm getting a lot of yeses when you are saying that, like when you're talking about this whole like moving in, while we're all like looking at this Putin's non-agenda, but showing his muscles for whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're realizing that how it's been working for them is not working anymore, and they are trying to manipulate the energy right now to make changes, is all I'm seeing here. And so it's not at a level that we think. Every time I literally threw these cards like 4 or 5 times. You saw me shuffling me, and it kept coming out like this whole very deeper level, very spiritual cards that you would get with a message, but they came out 3 or 4 times, so I can't ignore them. But you have transformation, you have intention to move energy to create a better situation, and then you have the Freebird card, which brings in that just really awakened person, an awakened person. So what's going on with this energy, with what you guys are talking about, or with this whole situation? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. So
well, nobody, after COVID, nobody's in a good situation. The United States is not in a good situation. China is not. Russia is not. And I feel like they're feeling like, well, we better take advantage of this, but they can't. They're not in a good position. They're not in a good. So they're trying to. I think, as you said, like that, you're trying to manipulate the energy, but they can't, because they don't have it themselves. They're not in a good position to do it.
There you go. You read my cards better than I do.
Yeah.
But I do. This is a karmic shift going on here. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One question. One thing that I keep getting. That we see the way she behaves and Putin behaves. I feel those two may put themselves in a position where their own people turn on them. When they think they're going to do certain things. Like right now, Bolton think that, he has his TV going, his people, rah, rah, rah. We're going to go to war because our Russian brothers and sisters are being attacked, and Ukraine and all that. And all of a sudden, he finds himself into big trouble with the Russian people. And if you see the way he treats, first of all, the Uyghur, how do you pronounce it? The Uyghur, the Muslims in China are not treated very well, or any minorities are not treated very well. The other thing is, I feel intuitively, yes, Chinese, they love their country, of course, but the way they go about, I don't know if it's the right word, exterminate, or the way they are going about ending. I'm going to use the word ending, okay? Trying to end this epidemic. To me, is the wrong way, because it's like people can go out. If you go out, they shame you. Go out for food, okay? I mean, the way they are treating the Chinese is terrible. I feel that energy can explode on the sheet. Please let me know what you ladies think. That intuitively, that's what I feel. I may be wrong, or it may be, the energy hasn't gathered enough strength yet, but I feel he's playing with fire.
I think anytime your country is struggling, people are going to get restless, and I think you're right. And I think part of Putin's strategy too is kind of he's so jealous. If that's a word I can use, he's so jealous.
Oh, that's the exact word.
Yeah, he's so jealous of Ukraine. He's jealous of Xi. He's jealous of Biden. He's so jealous, and I think that I think he's so afraid of, Russia's in a difficult position, a bad position. Mm-hmm. I'm in a bad position, but I'm going to kind of try to point out or make people look at other people's weaknesses, Xi's weakness, Ukraine's weakness, Biden's weakness, rather than look here.
Yeah.
But so I think that's also the distraction we're all feeling, or that look away.
Yeah, that is very
Don't
true.
look over here. That feeling.
I
think it has to do with that. I think you're right. I think people are their own people are getting angry and tired.
Exactly.
We're tired. The American people are tired of this. We're tired of fighting amongst ourselves. We're tired of dealing with COVID. Tired of the government not working. And we're all tired, and I think in other countries, same thing. They're all tired. The difference is that here, there's a lot of people to answer for that. Mm-hmm. There's one person. There's their one leader. Yep. I mean, that's the bad thing about a dictatorship, or there's lots of bad things, but that's one bad thing.
Yep.
That there's one person to look at. Putin's the guy. Yeah. She is the guy. So they have to look at them and say, what are you doing? Everything's awful. It's got to be your fault. So yeah, I'm sure they are feeling under the microscope. So,
but the thing is, the people can speak out. Here we go out. We can do this. We're not going to get a visit tomorrow.
Right.
But nobody can. If you do that in Russia,
right?
The government official will show up at your doorstep tomorrow. If Trump was president, by the way,
whole nother story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to tell people that, like, last year before the election. Because I witnessed this, because I was born in Haiti. So I've seen this. Yes, I was very young, but I've watched this thing unfold. And trust me, Trump would have no qualm about doing the same thing like Saddam Hussein was doing, Papadok was doing, Putin, and Xi to a certain extent.
Right. He fits that personality type of going after his enemies, having grudges, going after his enemies. Mm-hmm. And that's the first thing they do, right? Is get rid of all their enemies, get rid of all the people that speak against them. And
Absolutely.
Then they're free to run.
And then they surround them with other
fans.
Fans, exactly.
Remember when Trump first got in, and I just thought, wow, he's literally choosing the worst opposite people for positions.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like on purpose. He's like,
on his way out, he was doing the same thing too, remember?
Yes. He did it on the way out too.
Yes.
Weird.
That was scary.
That was. It is. And so that's what's,
Because
so that's why I reacted the way I did when he was elected.
I used to get some reaction. The only one who was reacting, I used to get so afraid every time Trump was going to meet Putin. And everything that's happening today, I feel he's going to this country like Putin she and all these people trying to gang up on us and trying to, basically move us off the stage. It's Trump's fault.
He said it.
I mean, like ladies say, how do you call it again? How do you say it again? For entertainment only?
Entertainment purposes only.
But I blame him. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely. So will the Ireland fishermen taking a stand against Russia be safe? I read on this last night, and I felt like they would be that because they're doing this, their intention is to save the wildlife, right?
Yeah.
Because they make a living from this, from things, the ecosystem being the way it is. So they're protecting the ecosystem. And I just felt like because of that, they are very spirit protected, spirit guided, and spirit protected. And also, they have put a glaring spotlight on Russia. If they do anything, the world is going to react. They've got the eyes of the world basically on this situation.
Yep.
So they've done a great job, and it's a lesson to all of us that if you go in with the right intention, it makes all the difference. It really, really does.
There's one thing though we can't forget. Russia or Putin is going around cutting our communication cables,
right?
From Europe to us. So that's another big thing too.
Yes.
Yeah. But the fishermen, I agree with you, Cam. They're going to stand up to them. Yeah.
And I feel like it's like one of those situations where we watch, we don't interfere, but once you mess with my baby, we're right. That's the feeling I got with this question. It came in immediately. Don't mess with my baby, and it just brings out the lion. So
yes,
that's very true. But
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
These things are, it's such a pure intention that it is spirit protected, and if Russia does do something, the eyes of the world will see it and they will be condemned. They will be condemned.
Absolutely. And I do feel that it's bringing things to light to the world as well, because did you guys think about the fishermen in Ireland or any of this until we heard about it? Like it wasn't on our radar. Now it is. Yeah. Now it is. And it's changing the whole energy and narrative of the thing. And it's going to be positive change. They're bringing in a positive message. And now everybody knows. And I love this card that came through because it's the child card. But it also brings in a new beginning. A new fresh approach. But look, she's carrying a sign, and it's for Mother Earth.
Yeah.
So she's holding up a sign saying, "I love Mother Earth." And
I can't read it. But,
So this was the perfect card to come in here, and I'm seeing that this is going to turn into a positive message.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why Putin is not going to make that faux pas either. He's not going to let them, get him into any kind of situation where he looks bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a good, I think it's a good lesson for us or it's a good example for us to follow, because the fishermen were like, they didn't go in with animosity or anything. They just said, we're going to go out and go fishing that day. And if they want to do something, they'll do something, but we're holding a peaceful protest and we're just going to go fishing. We're just going to do what we do. And I think of, some of the protests we saw over 2020 or right before 2020, when you had all these protests where they were so joyful, like they played music and they sang and they danced in the streets, and Hong Kong, I'm thinking of, places like that. I can't remember the other one. Was it Puerto Rico? I want to say, no, Puerto Rico, or where was it?
I don't recall. But they played music while protesting? I mean, there were a number
like
of
it was
places,
Puerto
no?
Rico. They wanted a corrupt leader to leave, like a mayor or something, or a government official. Maybe people in the chat will remember. But they danced in the streets and they just stayed there. They just were like, we're not leaving until this guy's gone. And it
Oh, it's
wasn't
probably the governor of Puerto Rico. He's the
right,
guy
right.
that they didn't like. The mayor was beloved. Remember, the mayor stood up to, it was a lady, or it is a
Yes.
lady. She
Yes.
stood up to Trump. Remember?
Right.
There was a big to-do.
That's right. That's right. It seems
You're
like
right.
100 years ago, doesn't it? It seems like it
Oh
was
my
100 years
God.
ago.
Yes. With Trump,
Yeah.
you know, it's like he sucks up all the air. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know,
Yeah, governor
I
of Puerto
keep,
Rico, people are saying. Yeah.
I keep getting these ladies. I don't know, please, how you feel about this. Why do I feel Trump may find himself in major trouble one of these days? And I don't mean only legally.
Yeah.
Something may happen to this guy.
Yeah. Well, he's been involved with unsavory characters his whole life. And he's pissed off everybody.
Everyone.
Exactly.
So it's like one of those, you know, for entertainment purposes only, for one of those murder mysteries where it would be like, he had so many enemies, we have no idea what happened. It could have been anybody.
You know,
it is like that. He is so he's been working with mobbish characters for decades.
You know, every once in a while I get this, because him and his family, they're so used to bullying people and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks that he can continue doing the same thing,
right?
Sending those January 6 people there. He thinks he got away with it, or he's going to get away with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps running his mouth. And also, I feel our intelligence agencies are on to him. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Some of the stuff that he has done.
For sure.
And everyone who has carried water for Trump and Putin, if they think they're going to get away with it, I have an island to sell them, or a bridge. The bridge that fell down this morning in Pittsburgh. Was it Pittsburgh?
My gosh.
Yeah, it was terrible. Thank God nobody died and no one was seriously injured either. I heard. So
horrible.
Yeah.
He was going there. So Biden was going to give a talk on infrastructure, and a bridge collapsed where he was supposed to give his talk.
Yep.
So that's what happened, Debbie.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
Oh, you missed it?
That's not the.
Oh yes, big news today.
Oh my gosh, how did I miss that?
And you know what? In some ways, synchronicity they call it.
Yeah.
It worked for Biden's Biden's advantage, because Biden could go there and says, you know, I passed the infrastructure bill. You're going to get money. In fact, that's what he said. What I'm saying is I'm being corrected because I heard a little bit of it on TV. Yeah, exactly. Melissa Miller, thank you. Because he was able to say, I passed the infrastructure bill. You're going to have money to fix all the bridges. And because the reason why I'm being reminded, the way that I was being reminded that I saw it on TV a bit, is because he said he didn't realize they had so many bridges in Pittsburgh. Right. Okay. So, and then he worked that into his speech and stuff like that. So that was like, I don't remember who said that, but that was
divine timing. Yeah.
Divine timing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look good. Yeah.
I wanted to just interject real quick, still back on the fisherman. Sorry.
Yeah.
No problem.
Because I, when you were talking, Kim, I was getting a hit at the same time, and then all of a sudden you were saying kind of what I was getting. That there's going to be more than just fishermen out there. You know what I mean? I feel like it's going to be a full bay of fishermen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like a community is going out. I feel like they're going to be. And so I threw cards on it again, and the same cards came out.
Really?
I have the child.
Oh yeah, that
Oh my
lady.
gosh.
And then transformation. Yesterday doesn't fit
Oh,
anymore. And
Right.
that thing, this is now in the light.
right.
Everyone now knows it can't go back in the it
Right.
can't be hidden anymore. So yeah, I feel very positive about
Yeah.
this message and people coming. And this is, you've woken another type of lion here with this
Right.
threat
Yeah.
on the fishermen, and they are going to be assisted. Here's people
Okay.
coming together to help
Right.
guard
Right.
this. So I see good things coming out of this. I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to finish that because it was such a
No, that's
beautiful,
good. Yeah.
That's great.
and it
Yeah.
connected in what you all were saying. So let's see, Ireland. Here's one. Trish says, I'm still wondering if the fake electors were involved in the stealing of the 2016 election. I can't shake that feeling. This wasn't their first rodeo.
Hmm.
Well, Republicans have mentioned that a few times behind the scenes.
Mm.
That's possibly why she's seeing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a lot of things, manipulation when it comes to election. Now they're trying to see, they're doing it in plain sight.
Right.
That's the only difference. But they're gonna pay. Oh, did you guys see they subpoenaed a whole bunch of them this afternoon? Did
What
you
was
hear
that?
about that? The January 6th commission subpoenaed
Oh,
a whole bunch of those people who created those fake elected
Oh, the
whatever.
fake documents. Yeah. Well, it's
Oh,
all part of the
yeah.
same plot, right?
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Closing in.
They're closing
Yeah,
in.
but Trish 6704 is, you are onto something. No, it's not the first rodeo. It may not have been sending fake documents to Washington, but in their area, yeah, uh, Republicans and intuitively, I don't trust them at all.
Mm-mm.
So I
No,
don't know how you ladies feel.
and also, the 2016 election, there was no commission for that. So we never did see all of the Mueller report. We never saw the redacted version. It
No.
never came out. So
Right.
there could be a lot of this kind of stuff. And I think there was a lot of other kinds of shenanigans that went on that we never even got to hear about. Because even the stuff with what's his name? There's so many characters in this. The guy that went to prison with the coat. What's his name? I want to say Paul or
Paul Manafort?
Manafort. That exactly. Manafort. That whole thing with him giving the information to the Russians, and it's mind blowing. And that was all in the Mueller report. But there was probably many stories like that we just never got to hear. And my instincts are that there were, but we just won't. We either will never hear them, or it will be later. That it'll come out
later. After it's all gonna come out.
Yeah.
But you know what? The January 6th televised hearing is gonna reveal, and I've been saying this to when I do my streams, but today again, someone said it will be mind blowing.
Yes. Remember, Kim?
You've heard that, right?
Kim, we made up didn't we do a saying about that? About how it's. Do you remember how it goes?
About the taking the House and the Senate?
And it's going to be mind blowing. That
yes,
I forget what the actual.
It was that the Democrats will overwhelmingly keep the House and the Senate, and we will shock the world.
And we will shock the world. Yes.
Yes.
I feel the same way, but something, it's not going to be easy.
No,
and they have to use, because Republicans have provided them with a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
if they use all the information, and you know something, what's going to bury Republicans as well, that the televised hearing, that's going to do, at least it feels like to me
Yes.
intuitively, 50% of their job. And then Democrat can go out and call them out for who they are and what they are. And that's, to me, that's the only way.
Right.
Democrats cannot shy away and play gentlemanly and gentle ladies like, no. You got to go with your guns blazing at these people. You can't.
Get your boxing
Republicans
gloves
don't care.
out.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what, Trish, in regards to your question, I do see that the past is catching up. So yes, it is connected, and they do know, and it's coming soon. We have a whistleblower involved. Here's the whistleblower card.
Yep,
and
I agree.
A lot of dark money in there as well.
Yep.
There's new information. I have new. Sorry, let's get the slides with the CIA, FBI card. You know.
Oh.
Undisclosed information coming out. So that stuff that was redacted is coming out. So there, I love when the cards back up what's dropping.
Exactly.
Right. It's coming, and I do think that I think, like you said, Milou, I think we will keep the House and the Senate, but it's going to be a fight. But the thing about, I don't think that Republicans realize, they didn't really realize it last time, is that the things that they do are pissing people off. The voting rights stuff, restrictions they're putting on people in different states, that is making people angry. People of color are angry about that. They will be out in droves. The stuff they're doing with women, with the anti-abortion stuff, or the right to life, or the anti-abortion, they are pissing off women, and women are going to turn out in droves. So I think they just don't get it. They don't understand how the game works.
You know what? What's something that's going to motivate a lot of people to go out and vote as well? Biden's opportunity to put a black woman in the Supreme Court.
Yes, which is the next thing I wanted to talk about.
There you go. So I'll give you the floor.
Exactly on my list of things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I did a deep dive of that today. Deanne says, "Dear readers, you're going to be busy during 2022 elections."
Oh yeah.
I love that segue, Milou. You must be psychic.
Trying.
So I did a deep dive on just kind of the general, what's going on with the justice pick.
Yeah.
And interesting how it played out. And if you all want to watch it, family, it's going to be uploaded later tonight. So, however, during the reading, I kept getting a flash of a woman's face. And of who it was going to be picked. I was wondering if you guys had any drop-ins, any psychic drop-ins on who you feel might be picked?
I'm confused. Let me tell you. Oh my God, I forget his name. The third is a black gentleman, third in line, or third in the leadership. He's from North Carolina, I believe. He's very influential. He's the one who saved basically Biden's when Biden was in free fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but he's the one. There's a lady he is pushing.
Clyburn.
Clyburn, thank you. And then there is another lady. She was just confirmed recently. There are a couple of them who wear glasses. But I'm getting confused between two women here. For some reason, I'm leaning towards the person that Clyburn is pushing, but I remember there is another one. So there's a tug of war going on my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm confused. I'm like,
right. Yeah. I feel like the energy is still a little bit like this.
Yeah.
But today it was like super, because I had two that dropped in strong, like you said, Milou, myself too.
Right.
But this one kept coming up, so it'll be interesting to see.
Which one is do you? Okay, I just remember that. Did you see O'Donnell last night?
No.
They were talking about her. In fact, she was recently approved by the Senate, confirmed for a judgeship in the Fifth Circuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that's the two people I'm going back and forth about.
Right.
That lady. Oh, there's another one that's. Oh,
Okay.
I wish she would get it. Her name is Kitani.
This is who I kept flashing in my mind.
Oh, that one is a good. What is her name?
Her name is Eunice Lee.
No, it's not. I don't remember the name of the one I'm talking about.
And you're thinking of Ketanji Brown?
Oh, Ketanji Brown is good, but there is another one.
Oh, okay.
She was just confirmed.
Oh.
I don't believe it's Kitani. That you just reminded me. I can use my phone and let you ladies while you talk, and I just.
I read on this last night.
Oh,
okay.
And what I got was that I kept getting the picture of Condoleezza Rice, and I said,
Okay.
I don't think it's Condoleezza Rice because she's a Republican, but there's something about her that's like Condoleezza Rice. So I either thought it was her background, kind of her background in knowing a lot about like world politics and world kind of that kind of thing, or it was her name, Rice. And somebody said Susan Rice, and I'm like, it could be Susan Rice, but there's something about Condoleezza Rice that came up that is similar to whoever this is going to be. And I don't know that I feel like when we see her, it's kind of going to be like, I know you, but I felt like my guys were kind of like, we're going to let you be surprised, that kind of thing. But I also felt like, Biden knows who he wants. That's what I felt. But I also felt like he needs to go through all these other channels. And so it could end up being someone else, but he knows who he wants. He's pretty clear on his choice. But so maybe that's the person I was picking up on, was the Condoleezza Rice type of whoever.
Right.
It's not her,
no,
but there's something about her that's similar.
You know something?
Yeah.
Debbie?
Yeah.
I think, you said I described the person, you picked the right name. It's Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's the person. I didn't know what she looks like. I only heard about her like in the news, the way she went after some of those people that insurrectionists and stuff like that. I knew she was a smart woman, but I didn't know what she looks like until I'm like, oh, it's her. And then I looked at the name. I'm like, oh, Debbie was right. I didn't realize that was her. I don't know if you can see this. 1 second, or I can only move. There's the picture.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
Her.
That's Jackson, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And the I believe this lady is the one Clyburn would like to. I mean, they are super qualified women. Her is the one Clyburn is pushing. Yeah. So those two.
Oh, okay. So Clyburn's pushing her.
Yes.
And this was, the person who kept flashing in my mind, because I wasn't even going to give a prediction of who I thought. I just wanted to let everybody know, don't worry. No matter what it looks like in the mess in the house, trying to get this through, don't worry, it's going to get through. And
they're going to get
literally
through.
Step by step will show you kind of what happens with that. But the whole time I'm reading, she is in my
oh, really?
kept coming in. And I didn't know who she was. I didn't even know who she was. Like, is there someone like that who's running? And then so when I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's her. Eunice. I mean, it was just so clear. But again, entertainment purposes only. I don't know. Maybe she was helping me out with the reading. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Where is she a judge from? Do you know? Which court? Is that the way to ask the question? I don't know.
She's a is she a circuit judge?
Probably.
Judge, a former New York public defender to the Second Circuit.
Wow.
She was recommended by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer for that.
Yeah,
to
probably
go
from
to
New
the
York.
second circuit.
So yeah, she's from New York. If Schumer is behind her, she's from New York.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't
That
even,
makes sense. That
literally,
makes sense.
unfortunately, I didn't even know she existed until she
I
started
didn't.
flashing
I
her
never
face
heard about her.
in my mind. Yeah.
I never heard about her. That's
Yeah,
good.
me neither. That's why I'm like,
Good hit. Yeah.
well,
And McConnell will try. You know, he'll do what he does. They're gonna try to stop it. They're gonna try to do whatever, but it's not gonna
Yeah.
work. It's
No.
not gonna work.
it is not.
I agree.
With the layered reading I did today, it is not. And I'll upload it for you guys, and so you guys can see that later. But pretty interesting how it laid out. But
All
yeah,
right.
but fun.
Definitely.
I think we. Okay, here's our last question of the night, and thank you, Milou, for staying. You stayed a little longer for us, so we thank you.
No
For
problem. The phone didn't buzz, so.
It looks like what is going on with Lindsey Graham is under investigation in Georgia.
Fannie Willis is not playing. I'll tell you that. What do you think, Kim and Debbie? She's the DA. She's a DA, right? Yeah, she's a DA.
Yeah, she's not playing. I think he may be. I think he may be some kind of a witness. I think he may be like saving his skin. I think he may be, in that position of kind of, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just leave me alone.
Exactly. That sounds like something he would do too. That sounds like his character.
It does.
You can totally see him, you guys. You can totally see him with his friends and acting like he's all a bully with his bully friends. And all of a sudden, as soon as the fists start coming in, he's like, oh, okay. No.
Yeah. I was only kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
they're called toadies, right? The guys who like go around the bully and act like they're big. And then the moment the bully's gone, they're like,
Yep.
Exactly.
Don't hurt me.
That describes him. And intuitively, I feel I never, thought of it that way, but you're right. That resonates with me.
But yeah, I think he is totally playing ball. And again, they do this stuff behind the scenes, right? Because they're scared of the base. But I think that is what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
Just leave me alone. Right. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
That is right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That she is. That woman, I feel, is gonna go RICO on Trump.
Yeah.
The racketeering something, that the RICO thing that they have. She has in fact, the person who wrote the book on the RICO thing, they used to use it for the mob. The guy who wrote the whole thing about RICO is on her team. So she's gonna do a pretty nasty. Oh yeah. She's going to do a pretty nasty job on Trump. And let me tell you, I feel by the time this woman is done with Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in the hospital.
Oh, right.
And you know something?
Stress,
he's not going to be able to get out of it. Intuitively, I feel she has dotted all her I's and crossed all her T's.
Yeah.
And that gentleman she hired way at the beginning of the investigation, once she realized that, Trump broke the law, we're going to have to investigate and find out everything. She knew where she was going to go. So Trump, if I were him, I don't think he sleeps well at night anyway, because of everything that's coming towards him.
We're all getting that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
The money alone, something else, he thought he could raise more money than he's going to have to spend. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
No, Melania's selling her hats. That's how bad it's gotten.
And guess what?
She's selling the hat off her head. That's how bad it's gotten.
She sold it in Bitcoin and whatever Bitcoin she used crashed.
I
Yeah.
it's just that
It lost
the tide has
90.
turned. Everything's moving against them, you know.
Yeah.
It just feels like that.
It lost 90+% of its value.
Right.
Something
That's
like that.
just
Oh yeah,
crazy.
really bad. Yeah.
Pamela, it's not even a garage sale, it's a yard sale because they don't have a garage to sell the stuff out of it. It's a yard
Yep.
sale.
Yeah.
But
That
I
is
do
true.
see
Exactly.
for Lindsay, there's chaos around him right now. He's feeling the
Yep.
stress of it. He's feeling kind of
Wow.
overwhelmed and covered by it.
Yes.
He
Mhm.
also knows this is where he's at in regards to this whole thing, and that he
Oh my
has
God.
to, you know, he's in this position. There's no
Right.
way out.
Yeah.
And so for whatever he needs to do to keep the peace for himself, he's going to spill the beans on all the dark money, and he's even going to give names.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
wow.
surprised. You
Lots of
know,
names and connections with all that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Colin Brown says it was NFT, the name of the Bitcoin. Yes, NFT. Yeah.
NFT.
I don't
Okay.
know the name of that's something I don't fully understand Bitcoin because I don't think it's that thing is being manipulated. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Debbie.
Oh no, that's good. Yeah, so wait and watch.
Yes.
we have
What?
stuff coming out on Orange. The orange
What?
person.
I don't know the meaning. Oh, got you.
The former
Okay.
guy.
Got you.
Former
Sorry.
The former guy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So he's not withholding any information.
No, he's not.
Well, he's gonna have to save himself.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll tell them anything they want to know.
Exactly. He has no choice.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you, you guys, for
Thank you.
coming and hanging out with the family here tonight. We enjoy our Friday nights together and getting to rehash some of the week. And of course, Friday, it just seems on Friday. Do you guys feel this too, that on Friday, it's like they all of a sudden this bunch of things come out
Yeah,
and
the news
pick
dump.
the edge of your
Exactly.
seat until
Yeah.
Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We
No,
love
thank you, Debbie, so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Milou.
Thank you for having me, ladies. It was
Yeah.
fun.
You're welcome.
It was
And we'll
fun.
see you soon. Enjoy
Yeah,
your
we-
weekend.
Yeah, and where are you, Milou? Because you're in Florida. Okay, so everybody stay safe, stay warm,
Oh yeah.
get your
My
extra
God.
blankets out and your flashlights and
Wait a minute. They're supposed to have a storm. New York, New Jersey. I'm glad I'm not there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're down in Florida.
Yeah.
You're good. It's missing you this
Away
time.
from the storms.
But
Yeah.
Sunday, from what I understand, it's going to be very cold in Florida, and
Oh, really?
some areas are going to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm used to worse than that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Bye, Ron.
So stay
Bye,
safe.
Ron.
Stay safe, everyone. Ladies,
Thank you.
have a good night and a great weekend. I'll see you soon.
Thank
Blessings,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.